Welcome back guys, and so today I have 5 example solves. These will be with CFOP and these solves are going to be color neutral. So let's get started. The samples will be on screen and in the description. And so for the first sample, I see that green has two oriented correctly solved edges, and I also noticed this bar. We could make a potential X cross, or you could just go with normal cross. And so here I have a fairly easy solution. So I could do a D move, so then when I do an R prime, that gets solved, and while doing that I can just do an wide R prime U R to solve that correctly, and then to solve the cross I could do two things, but I think over here a D move will be fine, or I could do an wide U prime, or D prime will be fine. It's the same thing. So D, and for my first pair I have these two, so take it out like this, solve in the back, and then for the next pair I have these two, so and then I have these two. So instead of doing it like this, I think JPerm showed in one of his videos, so you can insert this edge and then you have this easy case which is good for finger tricks. And then I have this pair, and now since I have noticed this, I could do it without a rotation, but I think since I could do a sledgehammer, that will give me all of my edges. I will do it like this, and soon wipe out. And so the next scramble is pretty good. So we have two pieces oriented on blue, and we have many pieces, but blue is the best option here. So as you see, these two are solved, and if I solve orange, this gets oriented, and we have a pre-made pair. So potentially over here we could plan our first two pairs, but and even if we don't, the first pair is pretty easy. So I will hold it like this, so with this pair in the back, so I could do an F prime R prime, so the cross is solved in two moves, and then immediately I can just do solve this pair like this into the back, and then that pairs up these two, so I could just like this into the back, and then I have these two. So for these I can pair them up like this and then insert with this method, which is rotationless. So hope you could understand it. And then again this case, so pair them up and then insert with a sledgehammer to get to my edges oriented, and then OLL, then GCOM. And so for the next scramble we have pieces on yellow and orange. I think we can do orange over here, and so yeah, this might not be the perfect solution, but I think I'll go with it. So first off we have these two over here, but white needs to go opposite of yellow, so I can do an R D prime R prime to make these two opposite, and then I can do right now I could do a B2 to solve blue, but that would not be good for finger tricks, so I can do D again and then R2. So we have these three solved, and just U prime, L2 and D2. And while doing that I noticed that these two got paired, so immediately I could insert them into the back right like this, and while doing that I saw these two, the back left, and then I saw these two, and then I have this case, it's pretty easy like this, right, and so OLL and then JPerm. And so the next scramble I see again we could do orange or green. I think yes, green is better this time definitely. Oh, I meant yellow. And so the cross pieces are here, here, here and here, and so we notice that these two are lined up on opposites, and if we do a D prime, then orange will be on its opposite too, which is red. And so instead of doing an L prime F, I could do that was something wrong, ignore that. So I could do now L F, solve these three, and then just the basic T2 and then insert this with R prime FR. And so while that, I noticed these two as my first pair, so simple insert into the back, and then I saw these two, pair them up like this, and then insert into the back, right? So always remember, try to insert in the back slots, which is back slots, which is good for look ahead. Then I saw these two and these two, but I think I'll go with these two. And now I have these two. And then OLL, let's move OLL pretty fast. And so for the fifth and final solve, I see green has a good cross and maybe orange, but I think we'll go with green. So but I noticed that, so we have this one, and this one over here. So I can do an L2 to solve orange and red correct in related to each other. Then I can do, which is slightly weird, but I can do a B prime. So now white is aligned, and now I only need to do a D prime and R prime. But before doing the final L move, I notice this pre-made pair, so I can do a new 2 and then do the move. So this pair gets preserved and insert this into the back left immediately. And then now I have these two, and then now I have these two. Then this pair, there are two ways to solve this, but I usually go for this one. Take this out and solve this pair. OLL R prime. And so thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, share, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all next time.